It appeared that an illegitimate Belizean citizenship and passport scheme was operating in violation of the laws which governs the issuance of nationality and passport in the country. That simple sentence, part of finding 6.2 of the Special Audit Report on Nationality at the Immigration and Nationality Department between April of 2011 and September of 2013, sets the table for what is to come. 400 pages, chapter and verse, of a scheme terribly familiar to Belizeans who have been forced to share our national patrimony with people who have either never set foot on the shores of the jewel, or, if they did, stuck around just long enough to claim, briefly, Belize as their own. Most infamously, there was Wong Hong Kim, facilitated with his very own fraudulent Belizean nationality and replacement permanent residence permit, despite being on the other side of the world in a Taiwanese jail. He never personally paid a dime for either, nor could he come to claim his Belizean birthright. But that was because he had a very good friend in Belize, the former Minister of State for Immigration and Nationality, Elvin Penner. According to the testimony of Gordon Wade, officer in charge of nationality, Penner never delivered the necessary documents for approval of Kim's nationality, despite promising to do so. Instead, he requested the file for the personal attention of then-Director Maria Marin. Wade's assistant, Adi Pacheco, was apparently indecisive about whether to go over Penner's head to substantive boss Godwin Hulse, so she hoped Penner would fill in the missing requirements, such as a police report. He never did. Penner was also a good friend to Jacob Sut, to Yu Pang Peter Pang Chen, to Jack G. Mark Chin Kin, and to Kok Vin Simon Truong, all fraudulently given nationality certificates despite key elements of their applications being missing. Each also applied for passports based on these bogus nationality certificates. But Penner was not the only violator among government ministers. The audit report found that under the guise of seeking investment in the country, Minister of Trade Erwin Contreras invited a group of Chinese investors, led by one Roger Ten, to visit in 2012. Seems above board, but one of those consultants, Jin Chenan, was later issued a Belizean nationality certificate, despite only applying for a 2-week visa to visit Belize in November of 2012 on business. He was supposed to be staying at the San Ignacio Hotel. Jin's visa was approved on October 24, 2012, by then-Director Ruth Main, based on Minister Contreras' letter, despite her own note attached that, and we quote, applicant decided they do not need visa again. But it doesn't end there. Jin had apparently been living in Belize from 2007 and had opened a place of business, National Bar and Restaurant at mile 2.5 Philip Goulston Highway, and had a Chinese passport and U.S. visa. The affidavit on the nationality application form was witnessed by a Chinese justice of the peace of the same address and refereed by 2 Belize City businessmen, Wayne Mario Hulse, who apparently met Jin at the market, and Stephen Young, who knew him through the JP, but both claimed they knew him for 5 years. Jin Chen An also got a police record, searched and verified, and signed illegibly on behalf of Woman Sergeant of Police Eleanor Ramirez and allegedly Keith Lino, acting for then Assistant Commissioner of Police Miguel Segura. But all of this was based on a bogus Chinese passport issued May 2006, with many equally bogus stamps inside for travel to Belize and working for various places of employment, but no sign of any entry visa from Mexico to Belize. But who needs all of that when you've got then era representative for Caribbean Shores and Minister of State for Economic Development Santino Castillo on your side? He wrote Ruth Main to support Jin's application for nationality on September 13, 2012, before Jin even applied for a visa, and in the letter referred to her as female. We presume they never actually met. But wait, there's more. According to the auditors, replacement nationality certificates were fraudulently backdated and fraudulent nationality was given under the guise of registration and the Belize Economic Citizenship Investment Programs. Wait, what? Didn't Belize end economic citizenship in 2002? Well, someone forgot to give Tony in Dalian, China, the memo. He told a couple that they were applying for economic citizenship, but in fact they and many others became Belizeanized by registration, and they got passports too, not to mention other applicants from Russia, China, and elsewhere. And according to paragraph 89.5 of the report, 2 spreadsheets of persons who received Belizean nationality during the period investigated, April 2011 to September 2013, were received, and many of these persons were in fact approved and issued nationality certificates just before the 2012 municipal and general elections. Aaron Humes reporting for News 5.